31. We were in the same boat. My father was a womanizer, but I was the only recognized heir. Silas Vanderbilt's older brother was an illegitimate child. But he is more capable than me and is the family's preferred heir. I proposed cooperation. He helps me gain control of the Ember family, and I facilitate cooperation between our families. No marriage.
No.
This might be faster. Refuse. You still thinking about him? No. Really? Really? I heard the idiot from the Hawthorne family is getting engaged to the unrequited lover from the Thorne family. What does it have to do with me? Don't call him that. 32. Luna, you've been avoiding me lately. Elliot Hawthorne seemed to have grown up a lot overnight, becoming someone I couldn't understand. His handsomeness was no longer harmless, but had an aggressiveness similar to Silas Vanderbilt's. When he lowered his head and stared at me for a long time, even I felt pressured by his gaze. I stopped looking at him, just played with the pen in my hand. I lowered my eyelashes and said calmly, "How could it be?" "But you and Silas Vanderbilt. I heard you're getting engaged to Kaylin Thorne. Congratulations." He seemed to have been punched, his momentum dropped. This is a temporary solution, No need to say more. I hope you can be nicer to Kaylin Thorne. I looked at him directly. If you like her, tell her. Don't suppress yourself. Most importantly, give her enough security. I didn't know if I was talking to him or myself. That's all I have to say. Sorry. I bowed slightly and left, leaving him with my back for the first time. Before, I was the one watching him laugh wildly, watching him leave, watching him hug Kaylin Thorne. Hopeless gazes are useless flowers. From the moment I choose to turn around, the petals wither, and the two worlds are clearly separated. I whispered, "I'm sorry." Luna, I'm sorry. It's my indecision that hurt you. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. He might be crying. No need to apologize. I also shouldn't have expected that. Instead, I gradually began to admire Kaylin Thorne, who came from such a difficult environment but still maintained a kind heart. This is not what I said. It is written in the book. Perhaps it was this purity that attracted Elliot Hawthorne, allowing him to see the vicious face of his childhood friend and thus find his own happiness.
Oh.
What I admire is not Kaylin Thorne's innocence, but the unscrupulousness and madness hidden beneath the pure surface, which is exactly the same as mine. Her way of survival is to use kindness as a weapon in an unbearable environment. People who pity her love her even more, and people who hate her dare not attack her. Who would want to bully a pitiful girl and make themselves look like the bad guy. My way of survival is to arm myself with indifference and reject all possible harm or beauty. I hope Kaylin Thorne uses her tricks on Elliot Hawthorne and they live happily ever after. They were made for each other. 33. Half a year later. When I saw my father's incredulous face, I didn't seem as excited as I thought I would be. I sat in a chair at the head of the conference room table, and the directors in both rows were silent. My dear father, overnight, became an outsider who could only reap benefits. and I became the new chairman of the Ember family board. His teeth were clenched, his cheekbones prominent. His former romantic appearance was gone. It was with such good looks that he deceived my mother, who was raised in seclusion. He became the only heir of the Ember family and rose to fame from then on. Unfortunately, wrinkles are slowly appearing on his face now. He is old. 34. The sound of high heels hitting the ground was heard. Employees lowered their heads to work, some residual curiosity still on their faces. Silas Vanderbilt changed into a silver-gray suit, one that looked both flashy and reserved. He adjusted his glasses and said, "Congratulations. Dinner tonight." "Can't." "Don't be so heartless." I put my phone in front of his face. "I have plans." "Hey, you'd rather agree to Kaylin Thorne than me. Am I lower than her?" I spoke in a relaxed tone, which was rare. Ever since I let go of that futile relationship, I felt like I had broken free from heavy shackles, feeling light from the inside out. The Hawthorne and Thorne families are engaged and have a very deep relationship. I don't know why they asked me. It doesn't matter. I'm very interested in her. 35. The waiter served the coffee and left quietly. I took a sip. The steam rose, blurring the white figure opposite me. She still likes white so much. She sat there like a white lotus, eyes slightly red, as if I had bullied her. Several people were looking at me. "What do you want from me? Did you come here just to hear my blessing?" She seemed to come back to her senses and cast an unconcealable, deep gaze at me. "He was always thinking about you, daydreaming when we were chatting, grinning foolishly at your photos. One day, he came home completely dazed, without an umbrella, soaked from head to toe. I didn't say anything, and she didn't seem to need me to, immersed in her own world. It was obvious our meeting was destined, but you were the one. I said you discriminated against me, but he told me to be more understanding and even apologized to me for you."
Why?
"Why?" "Kaylin is very kind. I just feel sorry for her." Elliot Hawthorne once said that. He really should see things clearly. "I'm not interested in you guys. Let's cut to the chase. I just want to know whether he loves me or you." She put down the coffee she was holding without touching it, gave me a weird smile, and the madness in her eyes was as suffocating as fire. Dizziness came over me. Unexpectedly, despite all my calculations, I still couldn't avoid this destined fall. 36. The rough rope rubbed my wrists. I struggled gently, but couldn't break free. Kaylin Thorne was looking down from above, flanked by 2 men. "I'll pretend to be kidnapped with you." She smiled strangely. "Will Elliot Hawthorne choose you or me?" I lowered my head. I had already made it clear to him. He probably wouldn't bother about me anymore. "Idiot," I said. "What did you say?" She glared at me. I just snorted and said nothing more. I have walked out of that vicious circle. Love and romance can no longer stop me. High-end custom shoes and bags, handmade clothes, a decent job and status are my reliance and my glory. Now, everything I have is earned by my own hands. I am worthy of heaven above and earth below. Looking up and down, the scenery of life is before my eyes. And she still acts pitiful, singing a self-pitying play on a precarious stage, using tears as weapons and kindness as an excuse. But in the adult world, Not everyone who cries has the last laugh. But I am no longer the same person I was back then. Kaylin Thorne had herself tied up and leaned against a container, her black hair covering half of her face, looking abused. "I'll give you whatever you want. Just let them go." Elliot Hawthorne appeared at the warehouse door, panting, obviously in a hurry. The two men exchanged glances. "Has the ransom been paid?" "1 million. It's all here." He opened the case and pushed it over carefully. 1 million was likely the maximum Elliot, not yet head of his family, could get. A man confirmed it was real, crossed his arms, and chuckled. "You heard wrong. 1 million for one person." "You." They each held a knife and placed it across my neck and Kaylin Thorne's neck, applying slight pressure. "TSK, I use essential oils on my neck every day." "Really?" "Pick one, young master." "I'll go back and get another 1 million. You let her go." Elliot Hawthorne looked at me with bloodshot eyes. "We can't afford to wait. The Hawthorne, Thorne, and Ember families will retaliate. We little minions can't afford it. Choose one. Quick." Kaylin Thorne shouted with a trembling voice. "Elliot, save me." I looked at them coldly. Elliot Hawthorne's lips trembled. He closed his eyes for a long time. "I choose." 37. "I choose." I thought I didn't care, but at that moment I still thought a lot. Young, teenage, old, quarrel, understanding, arrogance. I have seen all his faces, as if I had traveled with him all over the country, two travelers with only each other, nothing else. Without food or water, they waded through the desert and swam into the deep sea. Under the cover of night, their shadows clung to each other. Until one day, at dawn, they walked towards different destinations back to back, without looking back. The crystal fell to the ground, splashing countless facets, reflecting different places and different expressions. I choose Kaylin Thorne. The dream that he and I shared for over 20 years finally came to an end. "Oh, so you don't want this?" I heard young Master Hawthorne and Miss Ember were childhood sweethearts. Now it seems TSK. Shut up. Elliot Hawthorne picked up the sobbing Kaylin Thorne. Kaylin snuggled into his arms as if seeking security, but secretly gave me a victorious smile and mouthed, "You lost." Elliot Hawthorne gave me a long look, opened his mouth, and then closed it. "Miss Ember, time to send you off." The men approached me with grins, the knives in their hands flashing coldly. Elliot Hawthorne couldn't bear to see this and ran out of the warehouse. The warehouse was abandoned, dust flying in the sunlight, making the boys' running posture unclear. I closed my eyes. "Do it." As I heard the sound of a bullet sinking into flesh, I slowly smiled. Oh. 38. The robber fell in front of me, holding his chest, his face full of disbelief. I threw off the rope that bound my hands, stood up, and stretched. The mercenaries we hired are really useful, better than these two amateurs. I walked past the stunned Elliot Hawthorne and Kaylin Thorne. Someone respectfully handed me a briefcase, and I gently put it into Kaylin Thorne's arms. "Luna, you knew all along." Elliot Hawthorne's eyes were slightly red, with disbelief and relief at having survived. "What the hell is going on?" There's evidence of Kale and Thorne colluding with the kidnappers. Better figure out how to handle that first. I stopped listening to their quarrel and started running alone. The suburbs were deserted, the sunlight clear and transparent. I took a deep breath. It was like drinking iced whiskey, the refreshing sensation colliding with my chest. What I saw today was a man leaning against a car, the corners of his mouth raised high. That touch of purple was vivid and eye-catching. A bright spring must be just around the corner.